you can get going.
Fantastic. Hello, thank you all for joining Impact 100 of Oakland County's Meet the Finalists 2020. My name is Angel Lau and I am the co-chair for Nonprofit Outreach. I am one of 4 different speakers tonight. We also have our grant review co-chair, Tracy Zeman, our co-chair for member recruitment, Jesse Bell, and our co-founder and current president of Impact 100, Amy Tetier-Lepp. We also have Denise Prock, working a webinar administrator behind the scenes, and she is also the co-chair of our grant review committee. Welcome back to our members, and we're so happy to see that we have some new friends that registered tonight. We're going to spend a little bit of time talking about Impact 100 of Oakland County. We have some fun and educational trivia questions that we'll be kind of using as a fun interactive thing to introduce our finalists tonight. And then we'll watch a short video of our finalists where they talk about their mission, the people that they serve, and the most rewarding part of their organization. Tonight, finalists will not be talking about the particular program they are applying for. That presentation will be at our annual grants award ceremony on November 12th, where our members will vote to see who will be awarded 3 grants of $85,000. Tonight, we'll be using a Zoom webinar platform. You'll be able to see the 5 of us, as well as our presentation, but you will not be able to see each other, nor will we be able to see you. You should all see a Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to hit that at any time and give us a question. At the end of our presentation, we will do our best to answer all those questions with the time that we have allotted. We're not going to be using our chat tonight, and this webinar is recorded. We will do our best to get the recording on our website as soon as possible. With all that said, welcome again, and I'd like to introduce the co-founder and current president of Impact 100, Amy Tetier-Lepp.
Thank you, Angel. I remembered to unmute. Excited of a good meeting start, right? Thank you very much, Angel, and thanks everyone for being here. Let's jump in and get started. Tonight obviously is a very important one for our organization. It's key to part of our mission, which is that we bring women together to engage in impactful large-scale giving to support nonprofits serving Oakland County. Next slide, please. And we certainly know that our support and the need in our community is critical right now. Next slide, please. We're really excited to also mention that this is our 5th giving year. We are thrilled with the progress we've made and the ability that we've had to give back to our communities here in Oakland County, to our nonprofits. This year, in addition to being our 5th giving year, over those years, we have now reached, with this giving this year, the over $1 million in transformational grants for Oakland County. So I think we can all pat ourselves on the back for that, and thank you to our members for that. It's obviously, it's with you that this has all been able to happen and allow us to get to this milestone. Next slide. So this year we have 255 members, and that equates therefore to the $255,000 we have to give away back to our nonprofit community. I'm sure you'll share the excitement that we all have, those of us on this panel and others, in knowing what pooling our resources can do, and how by pooling our resources we can make that much of a greater impact, for lack of a better word. So it's been great to see how we can really make change throughout the various organizations. But before we get started, next slide. And I know that really what you all want to hear about is who are the finalists. But before we get started in sharing those finalists, we want to provide some information on our organization for newer members as well as prospective members who may be on watching us here tonight. So we are excited to share and remind the impact model. Next slide. So the concept is very simple. Really, the goal is to bring at least 100 women together, and each woman donates $1,000 in membership dues, and then that full membership due amount is given back away and in as close to $100,000 increments as we can get, and then provided to a local charity. 100% of that membership dues, that does go back into our community. Next slide. We started putting the wheels in motion for this for our organization in Oakland County in 2015 when we applied for a nonprofit status. And then from there, we continue to work on our own chapter. But what we also want you to just everyone understand is we are part of a global organization. Impact 100s exist around the country and around the world. And if we add up the cumulative giving for all of the impacts, we have given away over $80 million as we look back over time. And we know that we have the ability to do so much more and give more. One of the exciting things that we just wanted to share with you is we launched our new website. Something that we're trying to do as a global impact organization is try to get a little more similar look and feel and join together more to really share the message in the hopes that that will help us grow as a global organization. And we know that by doing that, we truly can make even more of a difference than we can in our local community as we can globally. Next slide. We also want to just take a few minutes to share some opportunities to get to see if you'd like to be involved and how you can get involved more if you so choose with Impact 100 Oakland County. Next slide. And we want to reiterate that our organization is run solely by volunteers. So everyone you see that's part of this, I know is doing it out of the goodness of their heart and in their spare time, which we know spare time is oftentimes hard to come by. But we've had some amazing volunteers from our membership who have helped us move forward some of our various committees and do some of the work that, if we were a traditional organization, we'd have staff, we'd have payroll. That's not what we have. So we'd like to share, next slide, that if you do decide to want to become more involved, there are a couple different ways. I mean, clearly you can donate and vote. That's the core of who we are, right? We need members in order to give money. As they say, no money, no mission, right? So donating and vote, obviously that's the core of who we are. But you can also be involved in a couple different ways, again, if you so choose. You can evaluate the nonprofit applicants, which the group has done to come to this 5 that you'll see later tonight. And also various committees that do exist that we'd be more than happy to have some help with, membership. You'll hear from some of the other groups today, external communications, etc. So just want to share that, and we are happy to provide any more information on that you would like. Next slide. We'd also appreciate if you would comment and share on social media some of our feeds that are going out and help spread the word to your network. We know that that's real important in order to really get more information out there to our community. Next slide. And because all of our dues goes to the grants, we have a couple different ways that our members can become friends of Impact 100. And also we have friends who are not members that are able to join us in a couple of different ways. It's possible to do in-kind donations, so people can, maybe give that some thought if they have some ideas of ways to help that way. We have a number of organizations that sponsor different members, both personal members who sponsor other members, as well as organizations that they may work with or know someone who works with that would prefer that their money go toward that membership sponsorship, and event sponsors as well. We also have an opportunity for our membership to join the 110% Club. And what that means is that in addition to your membership dues, some members are giving an extra $100 to help us with overhead costs. Next slide, please. And we do want to definitely take a moment to share the information on those who have been so very supportive of us. You'll hear a little bit more about Planted tonight, which is pretty darn exciting of what they're doing. But these are the sponsors. I obviously don't need to read them to you, but both from a professional level as well as personal level, we've had wonderful people helping us with growing our organization and helping us do what we need. As I'm sure you understand, every organization has startup costs and overhead costs, regardless of whether they're a nonprofit or not. So that's been core to our model, that we've had so many wonderful, generous supporters. This summarizes a little bit about all of us. I'm going to turn it back over to Angel, who will take it from here and talk more about the moment you've been waiting for. So thanks, and I'll chat with you again in a few minutes.
Thanks, Amy. So we know that you guys have probably seen a lot of webinars, and we'd like to keep this a little spicy tonight. So we wanted to make it fun, interactive, and we also wanted to make this educational. We'd like to introduce some of the issues that our finalists are working on in the community by making an interactive Zoom poll. We'll be giving you some trivia questions that are related to issues facing the community and the positive impact that our nonprofits are making in it. All these questions will help you understand a little bit about the nonprofits, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun doing it. No one will know your answer. There is no wrong answer here, but we'll be able to tally up everyone's response and review the correct answer at the end. So with that, next slide. How many households, how many head of households in Michigan are responsible for their grandchildren who live with them? 40,351, 52,027, 66,378, or 80,438? Go ahead, everybody, push a button, A, B, C, or D.
Okay, it just showed up for them. It should be up
Oh,
there.
okay. Everybody go ahead and take a vote. And Denise, when it's all set.
Votes are still coming in. Let's give it a couple more and it's slowing down. There are the results.
You know what? You guys are smart. That is the correct answer.
Smart.
C. Smart women out there. Fantastic. Congratulations all. So with that, that will lead us into announcing our first finalists. Tracy, co-chair of Grant Review Committee, take us all the way.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. So the first finalist that we're going to be learning about is Oakland Livingston Human Service Agency. Woo! Yay!
And now we'll be watching a video to tell us a little bit more about Oakland Livingston County.
Hi there. My name is Lisa Grodsky, Program Operations Manager. I'm one of the many change leaders at Oakland Livingston Human Service Agency, OLSA, a community action agency. Our team and everyone at OLSA is honored to be chosen as one of Impact 100 Oakland County's 2020 grant finalists. The mission of our organization is to empower families, individuals, and communities to gain the knowledge, skills, and resources needed to improve their quality of life. We primarily serve any person, community, or partner needing support to address the causes and conditions of poverty. The most rewarding work our organization does is having the opportunity to support families and people of all ages, young and old, to have access to services and resources so they can achieve goals that will help them thrive as community members. By having a really engaged partnership with the people we support, we are able to keep making program improvements and allow us to have a wider impact on the community. It always keeps our work busy, but fresh and meaningful. We look forward to telling you about the specific projects we are applying for on November 12th, 2020.
Congratulations,
My name is
OLSA,
Brodsky,
our
Program
family grant category.
Operations.
Congratulations.
I'm one of
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no, hey, we're doing great. So congratulations to our family category of grants, OLSA. At this time, we're going to bring up our second trivia question. Get ready. According to the National Education Association, what % of students from lower socioeconomic background who have a high level of arts engagement go on to college? 56%, 62%, 71%, or 89%? Let's have a guess here. What do you guys think?
Polling is coming in, and it's pretty well almost done. Okay.
The answer is actually C. 71% of children that are exposed to arts from lower socioeconomic status backgrounds go on to college. So, Tracy.
I actually picked C, so I got that one right. So sorry I didn't announce the category with the first finalist. So this finalist is Inside Out Literary Arts, and they are the finalist in the Arts and Culture category.
My name is Shantae Brown, and I'm the sales coordinator with Inside Out Literary Arts, and we are very excited to be finalists for this cycle of the Impact 100 grant. The mission of our organization is to encourage students to use poetry to think broadly, create bravely, and share their voices with the wider world. We primarily serve youth in 2nd through 12th grades through our in-school and after-school community partnership programs. The most rewarding work our organization does is delivering to students evidence of their hard work in poetic exploration through our printed anthologies, complete with their original artwork on the cover and pages of their poetry and writing inside. Would love to share a poem from one of our past students. Like a Wind Chime by Jathan Houston. When life tries to blow me away, I am like a wind chime. Creating musicals, I make the best out of it. With that said, we look forward to telling you more about our specific program we are applying for on November 12th. My name is Sean.
Congratulations, Inside Out, our second finalist for the evening. We're going to pull up our third trivia question. If women, minorities, and children from low-income families were to invent at the same rate as white men from high-income families, the rate of innovation in America would be double, triple, quadruple, or 10 times. Let's see how everyone's doing. How's it looking, Denise?
Still getting answers.
Awesome.
Slowing down. And I think we're good.
All right. You guys are brilliant. The answer is C, quadruple. Tracy, let's see what we have to say.
I thought that was such an interesting question, and this group actually submitted a study to us along with their question that detailed this phenomenon in the different socioeconomic categories in our society. So this is our education category, and this nonprofit is called the Detroit Area Pre-College Engineering Program. So join us as we learn more about them.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Michelle Reeves, and I'm the Executive Director for the Detroit Area Pre-College Engineering Program, better known as DAPSA. And we are so excited to be an Impact 100 Oakland County finalist. The mission of our organization is to increase the number of underrepresented students who are academically prepared and motivated to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We primarily serve students ages pre-K through 12th grade. The most rewarding work our organization does is provide exposure to careers in STEM that a student may not have considered previously. It's nothing like seeing the spark in a child's eye when they learn something new and they can see themselves in that career. We look forward to telling you more about the specific program we are applying for on November 12th.
Congratulations to DEPSAP, our third finalist this evening. This takes us to trivia question number 4. How many nature centers are there in Oakland County?
My name is Lisa Grodsky.
5,
I'm
10,
Operations Manager.
15,
I'm
or
one of the
20?
many change leaders at Oakland Livingston
Sorry, give me a
Human
minute.
That's okay. That's okay. You're doing great, Denise. You're doing great.
Oh, see.
Our team and every
Lisa got double time. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Now we have a feeling of what some of the teachers are going through right now, right?
Okay, we're back to the poll. Sorry, guys.
You're doing great. No worries.
Did you say the question yet?
Go back to question number 4.
Okay. Yeah, I just launched the poll. How many?
Perfect.
Okay.
How many nature centers are there in Oakland County? 5, 10, 15, or 20?
And we're getting close to the end. I think we're done.
Survey says the actual answer is B, 10. That's all right. So Tracy, that leads us to announcing our 4th finalist this evening.
You're muted, Tracy.
I heard my child talking, so I had muted myself and forgot to unmute. So as you might have guessed, this is our finalist in the Environment and Recreation category. So this finalist is called Troy Nature Society. Probably a lot of you have been there at some time or another.
Uh-oh. Sorry. Why is this? Oh. Sorry, guys. Let me,
So just bear with us as we get their video up for you.
Take your time, Denise.
yeah, I'm having technical difficulties.
Yeah, hey, that's okay.
We can all relate, that's for sure.
I love some of the stories that some of the my teacher friends are telling me about, you know, the kindergartners and all the wonderful things that they're seeing at home that they probably shouldn't be seeing at home.
Yeah, I also think it's really interesting how so far our first 4 finalists are very child focused this year. All the programming surround is to support children in either learning or like a caretaking role.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, now we're going to the video. Yes?
Perfect. Well done.
Thanks, Denise.
Hello, I'm Carla Reed, Executive Director of the Troy Nature Society. The Society manages the Stage Nature Center in Troy. We are so pleased and excited to be a grant finalist this year with Impact 100 Oakland County.
The Society's mission is to provide resources and education to inspire the appreciation and preservation of nature. We primarily serve Oakland County individuals ages 2 years old to senior adult with educational programs designed to increase their knowledge of nature and their awareness of good stewardship of our environment. Annually, more than 27,000 individuals from the Tri-County area participate in our educational programs and activities while enjoying the beauty of this 100-acre preserve that is dedicated to nature education. The most rewarding work our organization does is conducting educational programs for students from pre-kindergarten through high school. Educators book their school field trip, bring their students to the Nature Center, where our teaching staff conduct educational nature and science programs for those students. Additionally, educators can arrange for our teaching staff to visit the school and conduct an educational program in the classroom for their students. There is also an option to bring nature programming into the classroom through virtual nature education programs conducted by our staff. I look forward to giving you information about the specific project that we are applying for on November the 12th. Thank you so much for this very special opportunity.
Congratulations to Stage Nature Center, finalist number 4. That will take us to our last trivia question this evening. In 2019, how many people?
Shante Brown, and I'm the schools coordinator with Inside Out Literary Arts. We're very excited to be finalists for this 100.
In 2019, how many people in the United States age 12 and over were diagnosed with a substance use disorder? A, 72,000, 800,000, 4.2 million, or 21.6 million. Go ahead and submit your answers. And let's see how everyone did, Denise. You guys said C, it's actually D, 21.6 million, 12 years old and older are diagnosed and needing treatment with substance use disorder. Which leads us to announcing our final finalist for the evening. Tracy? You're on mute.
Trace.
Our final finalist this evening is in the health and wellness category, and they are called Families Against Narcotics.
Hi, I'm Linda Davis. I'm the Executive Director of Families Against Narcotics. I can't begin to tell you how excited we are to be one of the finalists for the Impact 100 grant. Our mission is to change the face of addiction and reduce the stigma that surrounds addiction. Stigma is the #1 barrier to people seeking help. Families and those suffering from SUD are often humiliated and made to feel unworthy. It is our job to offer compassionate, best practice programming to all those suffering from substance use disorders and also their families. Through compassionate care and understanding, we will begin to reduce the stigma of addiction and recognize addiction as a disease and not a moral failing. We primarily serve the entire community. Addiction does not discriminate. It doesn't matter what your economic background is. It doesn't matter what your education is. It doesn't care what age you are. It affects everyone in all walks of life, at all economic levels, and of all races. Our program does not discriminate. We help anybody that is suffering from SUD
and their families. The most rewarding work that our organization does is we take very broken lives and we help them find the road to recovery. We take lives that are hopeless and helpless and people that feel unworthy, and we begin to help them establish goals and future plans for a brighter tomorrow. We help them learn that every step they can take can be a step in the right direction of reclaiming their life and living a healthy lifestyle. We look forward to telling you more about our specific program on November 12th. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, ladies, that takes us to our final five. Congratulations to our 5 final finalists. Woohoo! Everybody go clap. And now I'd like to introduce our co-chair for member recruitment, Jessie.
Eligible left this low mileage race on its 2020 Cadillac XT6 for around 409.
Excuse me while I close a bunch of things. Oh. Okay, I think it's under control now. Am I going to the next slide?
Yep, next slide. Hi, like Angel mentioned, my name is Jessie Bell. Thanks for joining us this evening. I'm excited to tell you that as a celebration of our 5th giving year, where Amy mentioned earlier, we will surpass $1 million of grants to our community. We have partnered with Planted Detroit, and they have so generously offered 5 $1,000 membership awards. So anyone is eligible if you go online and commit to joining for 2021. You can just fill out your online form. Payment is not required by November 12th, but if you fill it out online, you will be entered to win one of these 5 $1,000 membership awards. And how that works is if your name is drawn on that evening of November 12th during our annual meeting, you can either choose to use that $1,000 award for your 2022 membership, or you can use that $1,000 award to invite a friend to join for 2021, or have that $1,000 split between 2 friends for 2021. So again, all you have to do is go online and fill out your member form, whether you're joining for the first time or rejoining by the evening of November 12th, and you will automatically be entered to win one of those 5 $1,000 membership awards. So a huge thank you to Planted Detroit for that opportunity. Next slide. So who is Planted Detroit, if you're curious? They are making greens in the east side of Detroit. You can take a look at their website, planteddetroit.com. For the past few months, I have had Planted Detroit delivered to my doorstep every Monday, and it is fantastic. Their produce is sustainable and fresh, and it's locally grown. So again, thank you to Planted Detroit for partnering with us to celebrate our 5th giving year. Next slide. Okay, we kind of used just one as our motto for the last years, and the concept is simple. If we could each just get 1 new member to join for 2021, we will double our impact in the community. So next slide, an opportunity for learning more about this. October 23rd, I'll be hosting a virtual coffee and conversation at 9:30 in the morning. This is for someone who is interested in learning more about Impact 100 Oakland County, or if you're a current member, but you still want to learn more about how we operate, you can join us for this event. And sorry, Denise, I skipped this. You don't have to go back, but I should have mentioned. So Coffee and Conversation is our next event, and then the annual meeting, Amy's going to touch on a little bit more, is November 12th. Next slide. And now to Amy.
Thanks, Jessie. Appreciate it. So you heard some great teasers and some information tonight. about the various organizations, but really what will really make this even more special is to tune in on November 12th. And then you'll hear from each individual nonprofit on the specific project that they're looking to advance through our organization. We will have a little bit of a different format for that event. We're planning a live event where the nonprofits will be speaking directly to you and with you. We are going to be obviously socially distancing. We have some space that we can spread out and film in different rooms, etc. So it promises to be a very exciting event. Also, we would definitely welcome you to invite friends to this event. That would be awesome. You know, think about perhaps you'd be getting one of those awards for membership that you can share with some of your friends as well, if you'd like to try to get them involved and help spearhead that. Next slide, please. Thank you. And at that night, we will announce the 3 grants of $85,000 each. So 3 of these organizations will be able to know that they have this the funding to proceed with their project the following year. Next slide. Before that event, we actually just want to make sure you know, as we have in the past, that we will send, you'll receive executive summaries via email. And those executive summaries also will help you better understand the organization. And while that will be very helpful, as will the presentation, we also want to encourage you to visit the Finalist website and take a look and see what they do. You could also use Charity Navigator or GuideStar to take a look at some more information about the nonprofits. If you're not familiar with those organizations, basically they have the information that all nonprofits submit to the federal government that explains some of their finances, etc. So that too will give you a much better idea of what's going on there. Just one more thing before we move on, I do want to mention is, hate to do this to you, Denise, but could you go back to that planted slide? I think it's around 28. Just want to share one more wonderful thing that they've done for us.
While you're looking for that, Amy, do you mind? I was going to let everyone know you actually will vote at the event on the 12th. We have an electronic voting tool that we're going to be using that you'll hear more about in our newsletter. So it will still be the same as our in-person event where you actually get to vote the night of. The votes will be tallied and then we'll announce the recipients.
Great point, Tracy. Yeah, so we'll have that excitement there too. So I just want to point out on this slide, if you look in the sort of middle lower portion, Planted, in addition to being so generous with regard to the awarding of 5 memberships, they also are providing a code that people can use to have Planted delivered to them. And we will pull that up momentarily. I don't have it in front of me or maybe, Denise, if you can unmute, maybe just read what that, that code is so people, yeah. There we go. So see here, there's a bit about
Impact 100, that looks like the code.
Yes. So if you wish to order, your next order would, if you enter this code, you would be able to utilize this. And another great thing that they've offered to us.
I too have gotten their greens and they're amazing.
They are. They have individual just greens that you can buy. They have salads. It's pretty darn yummy. All right, now Denise, I've totally thrown you off and you're muted. So I think we're back to slide 33 when you can get there. We always have to add a little extra challenge, right? All right, so here we really just want to thank everyone that's been involved so far. Next slide. So we just want to take a moment to thank everyone, including obviously our nonprofit recipients, our potential recipients that are here with us tonight.
Sorry, it just keeps going back to the slide. I can't
All good.
seem to.
We are all learning, right?
Mhm.
I mean, what would be a Zoom call if we don't say you're muted or something?
Okay, I can get it. Right now, are you seeing do your homework?
Yes. So if you can advance that one.
My
To the
problem
thank you.
is I can't.
Click on the thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, and actually I should have just had you go to the next one. So we first want to thank the Grant Review Committee members. So this explains how many people, how many of our members were actually part of this really important work that led to tonight. This shows the 5 different categories that we mentioned previously. And they spent a considerable amount of time reviewing very, really lengthy applications as well as financials, and took the time to go through that, used a tool that we use for ranking and providing feedback, and then getting together as groups to walk through that. So an awful lot of work has gone into this. We take this very seriously. We take very seriously how your money is being donated. And I can tell you, having done this in the past, it's a tough job because we have so many wonderful applications that narrowing it down to one for each category is unbelievably difficult. So thank you to the Grant Review Committee members for that. Next slide. We'd also just want to do a shout out to our Nonprofit Outreach Committee. This group was imperative in really working to expand. Yeah, Angel as co-chair is all about it. She's leading this group. So the Nonprofit Outreach Committee really helped us expand our database and therefore how we can get information out to the nonprofits in our community, continuing to want to try to expand upon that. But they did a great job and really helped us get some new nonprofits to apply this year. And the next slide. Most importantly, on behalf of the Board of Directors, we want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Here's a list of our board. We so appreciate your time and attention and dedication and generosity as we move forward. So thank you very much for being here tonight. We so appreciate it and hope you've enjoyed too. So at this point, we will go ahead and see if there are any questions that anyone has that would like to be answered. As Angel mentioned earlier, we're trying to put those in the Q&A section. There may be some on chat as well. We can take a look, but we're more than happy if you'd like to enter a question in the Q&A section to see how we can better answer your questions and help with your understanding of how we've gotten here, or anything else you'd like us to cover before we depart.
So right now we do not have any open questions.
And I've been monitoring the chat. There aren't any questions in there either. Oh, maybe we have one in the chat. Are renewals due November and new members due March?
Do you want me
I
to
can
take
answer it. Do you want to answer it, Jesse?
Yeah, so membership is open for anybody, new members, renewing members, and membership will close in at the end of March, and anyone can join during that time. So new members don't have to have joined by November 12th, or renewing members don't have to join by November 12th. That is just simply if you want to be eligible for one of those $1,000 awards and you know you're going to join, you may as well get online and fill out your membership form so that you're eligible to have your 2022 membership paid for. So how do you apply for one of those membership gifts? So I put the website in there. It's at impact100oaklandcounty.org/members or membership or something like that. If you go to the website, you just click on it and you fill out your online information, and then you'll either click you want to join via check, and then you can mail that to us anytime before the end of March, or you can click pay via credit card and insert your information and pay via credit card online. Again, we don't need that payment for you to be eligible for the November 12th raffle. You just have to commit to join for next year, again, which closes at the end of March. Hopefully that helps answer your questions. We'll get an email out in the next few days about the coffee and conversation, and I'll include my email as well if anyone has specific questions for me about membership.
We've got a couple questions in the Q&A. They're actually kind of the same question about absentee voting. So the tool that we're using is called OPA Vote, OPA Vote, OPA Vote, and we're going to send out a link from OPA Vote will be sent out November 5th. So between November 5th and November 12th, people can vote absentee on OPA Vote. And the link is connected to your email, so you can only members will be able to vote, and you can only vote one time. So yes, you can vote absentee on OPA Vote the week leading up to the annual event. And then you will get a link again the afternoon of the annual event. And then people who attend and want to wait until after the nonprofits give their 5-minute presentations, they can then vote live during the event with that same link connected to their email address. So if for some reason you do not get the OPA Vote link, will be sent to whatever email address that you used to sign up for Impact 100, and it's the same address that you've been getting Impact 100 communications at. More information about OPA Vote will be coming out in the newsletter at the end of the month. Are there any other questions that people want to drop in the chat or the Q&A?
Looks like, Tracy, I don't know if you answered this, but when does voting close? Did you see that one in there?
When does voting close?
Yeah.
Well, after the finalists give their presentations on November 12th, we'll do something similar that we actually do at the live event, where the finalists will all speak. Then we'll have like a 10 or 15 minute period where people are voting, and then where the votes are being tallied. And then we will close voting, and we'll announce like voting is going to close in 5 minutes. And I think people will be in breakout rooms during that voting time. And if it goes well, maybe we'll be able to use electronic voting even when we're able to get together in person, because it would certainly really streamline the process if we weren't dealing with paper ballots and then 2 people sitting at computers typing in all the numbers and then tallying them on the actual day of the event.
And just to reiterate, we will be announcing the recipients that night, as we do with our live event. So it'll be an exciting night for sure. Trying to make it as close to what we're used to as possible. So look forward to seeing everyone.
Yes, people will present. You'll go into a breakout room, you'll vote, we'll come back, and then we will announce the recipients. They'll receive their big checks. It'll be very exciting. Ann Walker's asking about providing a list of applicants from the 5 categories. In the next week or so, our newsletter is going to come out, and that will have the finalists in it, and it will also have a very brief summary of their projects, and then you'll receive the executive summary for their projects as well. So you'll have a lot of opportunity to read about those 5 applicants in the next few weeks.
Any other questions going on? Few more minutes, or are we good? Okay. Well, with that said, there were so many people tonight working behind the scenes, helped to set this up. The Nonprofit Outreach Committee, Allie, Denise, people downloading YouTube videos. We had people verifying what guidelines are to make a video. Danielle, we just had a ton of work on this project. And I just want to personally thank everyone for their support, their assistance. We had a lot of fun doing it as well. I would like to thank everyone for attending tonight. We are really looking forward to seeing you all on November 12th. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.